Hi guys, have you remembered this example in our HTML? Block level and inline elements we have discussed more in the HTML. So in the CSS also we have a display property. Using this display property, we can make the HTML elements either a block level or an inline level. Okay. Then some other value also there that also we are going to discuss by now. Okay. So I will show you the code first. Then I will take you to the example in the browser level. So display.html, I have written some snippet over there. And here I have added in the body 3 li elements. Okay. Within the li, it's a anchor tag is there. Then the horizontal ruler I have added. Below to the horizontal ruler, I have added one h1 tag, span tag, then again horizontal ruler, then h1 tag, then paragraph tag, then again horizontal ruler, then h1 tag. So here I have added first section 3 links needs to be displayed in a display as a list item. Okay, and this is a span tag. Span tag actual render of span will be in the inline. Okay, and here we have added a class none, and here we have added a class hidden. Okay, so let's see one by one. So here we have added a li tag and the display property as a inline. Okay. So when we add the inline value for the display to the li tag, I mean the list tag, it will be display as a inline. Otherwise, it will be block level. I mean a one by one. This list item will render first. Next line, this will come, and this will come. That list is go on like that. Okay. Now we have added a display. We will get all the list item in a single line. We will get it render. Okay. Likewise, here we have added a span. We already discussed in the HTML session about the span usage of the span. So when you add a span, it will render in the inline. It's not taking you to the next line, right? But here we have override that actual render process. We have added a display as a block. So it will take you to the next line. Okay. And h1.none. They are referring this class. So h1.none means this is a none heading, right? This won't be render. This won't be render means there is no element will display on the browser. Okay. Then h1 hidden, visibility hidden. So they are referring this class name h1.hidden. This is a hidden heading. This also, it's not rendered in the front end, but it will occupy the space, which means there is a difference between display none and visibility hidden. This is the interview questions. You can note it down. Definitely, this will ask when it comes to the CSS. What is the difference between display none and visibility hidden? Display none will means the element won't render not at all on the browser, but visibility hidden, it also behave the same, but it will occupy the space. Okay, so these things we will get to know in the browser. I will take it to the example in the browser. So here the display.html I have called it here. As I said, right, display a list item. If you are not applied the style display for the list tag, it will be rendered one by one. CSS will come into the next line, JavaScript is going to come to the next line. Since we have added an inline style, this is coming as a inline element. Okay, so if I remove the style from the inspect element, you will get to know how it will be look like. See here, this is what the structure of actual list element, li element. When you can take a control over the CSS, it's override the actual render. So this is how it got render as a inline. Okay, so this we have covered. Let me move on to the next one. So display span elements as the block elements. What we have got in HTML while we gone through the block level and inline level, span tag is an inline element, correct? But When you use and override with the CSS, we can have a span as also as a block level. Here we have added as display block. If I remove the style, this is how the actual render. Okay, if you add a style, the style will be overridden and this will be divided into 3 lines. So this is what the actual render process. Okay, let me move on to the next session. So this is a visible heading none, which means we have added this class none, display none property. So display property, we have added a value as none, which means that when you mouse over, you can't get that. Okay, when you display none, uncheck this one, you will get this heading. So this is what the use of the display none. But whereas visibility hidden, when you mouse over here, you will get to know the occupancy of this element. See above, it's showing the occupancy, but the value is not visible to the end user. Okay, so now you got to know the understand about display none with the visibility hidden. So this is what the difference. When it comes to the display none, there is no element not at all render in the browser. Whereas visibility hidden render, it's not visible to the end user anyway, but it occupies the space. If I remove this one, that you can see this element. When you apply the style, it occupies the space. So this is what the usage of display property, the multiple values. Okay, other values also is that we can get to know later on while we do the implementation of near application. But here you will get to know display block we had, right? When you change this one, you will get to know what is there. So these are all the values we can add it. Okay, so I hope you are clear on this. If you have any doubt, please reach out to me.